What's up YouTube? This is Matt and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Shop Talk brought to you by me, inspired by Joy and Chad Wright. Today we're going to talk about binding tape, specifically the two kinds of binding tape that you can get from Stuart McDonald. Now, when I first started using binding, I used cloth wraps, kind of like they have at Gibson. Worked great, but I decided that I liked tape better. The next thing that I used was, masking tape and heavy duty tapes and things like that I could buy at like a home center, like Home Depot. But eventually I just bit the bullet and said, I'm gonna use the binding tape from Stu Mac. So when I started using the binding tape from Stu Mac years and years and years ago, it was this brown kind of packing tape. In fact, that might be what this stuff is some kind of packing tape. I don't know. Anyway, this is the kind of tape that they sold, so that's what I started using. Well, after I'd used it for many years, they switched to this orange tape here, and I was like, bummer, man, I like this brown stuff better. The orange stuff isn't as good. Now, the brown stuff is a little sturdier, I think, than the orange stuff. But, I mean, they're both, well, okay, there you go. They both can tear, and they can both break, like if you're in a corner or something. I've got something down here I want to show you. But I thought that the brown stuff was better. For a while, Stu Mac didn't even sell the brown stuff. So I kind of had to get used to the orange stuff. And actually, I got to the point where I really liked the orange stuff. And I bought one of those Stu Mac tape dispensers. I'll show you. I bought one of these tape dispensers. I tell you what, these are cool, okay? But before Stu Mac had a tape dispenser, I went to like an old office and I just found these tape dispensers there. And so this is my brown tape dispenser. It's just a regular old tape dispenser, but these are handy, guys, because you can peel them off one by one. Back in the old days, what we would do is we'd take tape and like kind of stage a bunch of it and grab it as we were binding. Anyway, these tape dispensers are the hot setup. Link in the description below for Stu Mac. You can get your own tape dispenser. Anyway, and you can put whatever color tape you want on it, okay? So I had a bunch of binding to do, and this last American Icon that I had to do, I actually ran out of the brown stuff. And I don't know why I was using brown stuff, but I was using the brown tape on this one for some reason, and I ran out, and so I switched to my orange tape. Again, I have them both. I use them both. So one of the things that I've noticed is that these tapes, unlike masking tapes, like they go on sticky, but after they've been on for a while, they seem to stick even more. And this brown stuff seems to be like harder to get off the next day than the orange stuff. So I don't know. I mean, if that's something that you guys, like if you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guitars that all needed binding on the front and back, the time that it takes you to pull the tape off might be something that you're like, oh, geez, I want something that's the tape comes off easier the next day. All right, so like I said, this brown stuff is excellent tape. And again, it's only one, it's a single-use thing. So yeah, some of you guys are gonna go, I like to use the cloth because I can use it over and over again. That's cool. But yeah, the brown tape is excellent, and but it's harder to get off the next day, okay? The orange stuff is harder to get off the next day than it is later that same day, but it is easier to get off. And I tell you what, I like the orange stuff just as much as the brown stuff, okay? You can, I use them interchangeably, and I used to care, and then I stopped caring. They both work really well, okay? So, there we go. If you're ever wondering what's the difference between the two tapes, well, yeah, the brown stuff doesn't want to come off as easy. Well, anyway, there you have it. That's the differences, one of the differences between the two tapes from Stuart McDonald. So I hope that you enjoyed this edition of Shop Talk. If you did, Please leave a comment down below and tell me what you think of what tape you use. Some of you guys are gonna go, I just use masking tape. Cool, I don't care. Some of you guys are gonna go, hey, that was great. I was wondering which tape to use. If you're one of those guys, go to our Teespring page and buy a t-shirt. Help us support the channel that way. And until next time, this is Matt at Texas Toast Guitars reminding you that if you're so smart, start your own YouTube channel. That's what I did. We'll see you next time, guys. Take care.